Okay, good morning, unapologetic gang. How's everybody doing this morning? So, I'm in my office and it's a bit noisy. I just picked the most perfect time to do this video. So, just hopefully this microphone will do some justice. Today we're going to talk about learning styles. So, it's no surprise we are all here to do incredible work. We're here to do our mission. We're here to move forward and do the things that we do best. But sometimes the way other people want us to learn, for example, in some of these institutions, it has not necessarily been the most beneficial for us. So, let's talk about some of the styles that we have of learning. Sometimes it can be just like pure excitement. There are different, there are different forms of learning that's really important. There's auditory, visual, there's people who are kinesthetic, there's people who need to learn in different forms. So the first form, if you're in a classroom and all they do is talk, you're not going to do well by learning hands-on. You all know I'm all for a world education because that's that's one of the most important things for me. I have to learn in the fire. This is how I learn best. Auditory learners can hear things. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't learn in this way. I can tell you in fourth grade, I learned about precipitation, and there was one girl by the name of Kristen Pierce, and she was all nasally, and I remember that precipitation and what it was because of her voice. I can remember every single word that I had learned here in Spanish from some of the situations I had come across. I was still auditory, but it's kind of finding your best time to learn. It's not just, okay, I'm a physical learner. I learn like physically doing the exercise versus watching it. Some people have to watch it first because they're visual, and then they have to do it. Some people have to listen to something first and then they have to do it. But for me, it's best for me to just be thrown in the fire. Now, learning styles are so very different. Just because someone has special education, that they call it, they need a different form of learning. It just means that they're so special that usually what the formula that fits most people doesn't fit somebody with special needs. So this is important because when we come down to everything, we are so special. Hi, babe. There's a little puppy who wants to say hi. Hi. How you doing? Hi. Um, no, I don't have snacks. So it's really important, to just hold on to this. I'm so distracted. So once you guys understand this, it shouldn't be that difficult. I don't want to say should or should not, but understanding your own learning style is one of the best ways to conquer something. So if you're in a classroom and you know that it's not working for you conjugating verbs, throw yourself out there in the middle of, I don't know, a different country or friends who speak the language, and that's going to help. So for my own fitness routines and stuff like that, how do I work with or without a coach? Like, sometimes it's not always that easy. It's really not that easy, but being there every single day and showing up is one of the most important learning styles. You can't just not be consistent at these things. You have to be consistency equals success. I think I like that one of my first YouTube videos. I feel like you guys can go to the very beginning. I think it was like 4 years ago. I was sitting at the University of Washington campus and I was sharing the exact same thing. In order to see any sort of results, that's it. That's the number one key, honestly, in a learning style, is actually just doing it. This is so important. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to learn and then put it down. It doesn't work like that. So in order for you to learn, you have to have repetitive time. You need to get it down, even if you heard it one time. Okay, yes, I understand what a startup is. Yes, okay, I understand how certain things go, but that's not That's not really going to hold on to much memory. When I was in law school, I was getting my doctorate in law, and I could tell you a lot about constitutional law and torts, and I could tell you a lot about contracts. But I mean, this was how many years ago since I've been in law school? This has been years ago. I can't tell you that much about trusts and wills and estate. I can't tell you that much about torts. I mean, there's some I could, but to retain most things in memory, it wasn't for me. I don't feel that the way our classrooms are composed are really going to help people retain a whole lot of information, nor does it teach people the things that they, or students, people, citizens, special needs, people of God. This isn't teaching us the things that we need to learn to really be productive and to thrive. So learning styles vary from all forms, but it's important to have consistency and to understand that you have to do it every day and that you have to try and dabble in different things. Not if you don't understand and you're not doing well in school, this is going to be really hard for most people, but I have to say congratulations. Do you know, I used to tell my younger sister, do you know how many times I failed algebra? This is real. Understanding your own learning style and what works for you there's things one needs to learn, right? In mathematics, addition, subtraction, accounting, there's things, budgeting. This is mathematics. This is so important. Even in my Goldman Sachs experience, this was one of the things that they talk to business owners about, and female business owners don't really like to keep books. This is one of the most difficult things for most of us, but this is our learning style. There's some things we don't want to do, but it eventually benefits us. Physical health, that's another thing. Sometimes at the very beginning, talking to God is not really fun at the beginning. You're just again, I have to, even going into organized spaces, I have to pray again, stand on your feet. But after a while, it's it's the best thing you can do. You don't want to go a whole day, or you don't want to leave your house without talking to God. You don't want to go in the middle of the day without talking to God. So this is it. This is how learning styles can really help and catapult you guys into the next step. This is something that has to be practiced often, something that has to be studied. And again, when I talked about being prepared for parenthood, you're also being a good parent to your inner child and to yourself. So you do need to take some time and understand who you are. This is basic 101. How do I learn best? What angers me? What motivates me? Would I be willing to get up 2 hours earlier? Would I be willing to go to bed 2 hours later to learn certain aspects of whatever it is that I need to learn? Finances, cryptocurrency, real estate. If I need to learn about trusts and wills, if I need to study before I contact my CPA, these are things that are so important. And so understanding geography and history and how finances have helped and harmed people. So I keep harping on this, you guys, because the biggest wealth transfer is coming up, and I can't stress this enough. I have written books for you guys. I have sent it to Thailand. I've sent it to Vietnam. I've translated it to Vietnamese. I've translated it to Lao, to Khmer. I've translated it to Yoruba. I've translated it in Espanol. Okay, it's in 7 languages. My book is in 7 languages. So I really want you guys to be prepared, but you have to understand how you learn. This is so important. So, yeah, I was just so excited to share this with you guys. Please make sure that if you're not doing things the conventional way, you do find a different way for you to learn something new. You always need to be learning something new and then learning about yourself. This is the beginning of the month. I still recommend that you guys find one thing that you're going to do until December 31st.